DEBx, amplifying voices, accelerating change.
Please help me welcome to the stage Sharon Stills.
The chicken pox, they changed my life. I was 25 years old and my boys had come home from preschool with just a couple of pox on their face. I had escaped getting the chicken pox as a kid and heard rumors about how devastating it could be as an adult. Well, those rumors, they were correct. I spent a total of 3 months in bed itching everywhere and was left with chronic fatigue that kept me bedridden and unable to participate in my life. On a good day, I could muster up enough energy just to shower. There weren't many good days. Studying to enter naturopathic medical school, I was doing everything I knew to be right for my body. Eating healthy, drinking water, taking handfuls of vitamins. Yet I wasn't regaining my energy and was getting very frustrated with my body. I began to realize that this frustration, it was a very familiar feeling, one that I was actually experiencing in my life before I became so ill. You see, I love my kids more than anything in the world, but as a single mom, putting herself through college, working, and trying to maintain a household, I was barely getting to see them, let alone have any quality time with them. This frustrated me and made me so incredibly sad. Being sick and immobilized, I began thinking about this predicament and started to contemplate some new options for my life. I could homeschool my boys, switch to night classes, and move my massage practice to my apartment, erasing the long commute I had been dealing with. I was so inspired by this thought, I started to plan it out. And as this plan began to materialize, so did my energy. Finding myself vertical now for the first time in over 3 months, I realized that the piece missing for my healing, it was not swallowing another pill, nor was it eating another organic stalk of broccoli. It was addressing the guilt, the frustration, and the sadness I was experiencing in my life. I could clearly now see what was missing. It was a W. Yes, I said the letter W. While I had been immersed in the world of holistic medicine, what I realized had been missing for me and for so many other people was the W, because we must address the whole of our being, both the body and the mind, to truly prevent and reverse disease. This discovery, it rocked my world. So like I said, the chicken pox, they changed my life, and now I want them to change yours too. So let's fast forward 25 years later to this present moment where I stand before you at the wise old age of 50, and may I add, fabulous. Having been in practice as a naturopathic physician for the last 2 decades, I can tell you that we all need some work in this area, addressing both the mind and the body, myself included. Until recently, our medical mindset has consisted of diagnosing a disease and finding the correct pill to suppress your symptoms. Often, you don't even need to see a doctor. Just watch a TV commercial and you can diagnose yourself. It's quite a fairy tale to think that all you need to do is swallow a pill and voila, you're all healed. But we know that this is actually not the case. And we are becoming wise to the fact that these pharmaceuticals, they come with a laundry list of side effects that can make you even sicker than your original complaint. Knowing this, so many people find their way to my office seeking a kinder, natural, no side effect solution. I am so thrilled that the mainstream pendulum is swinging in this direction, which is evidenced by alternative medicine being a multi-billion-dollar industry. However, what I have noticed is that this pendulum swing comes with lots of strings attached to our old ways of thinking. So how do I know this? First, out of the thousands of patients I have seen in my office, I can count on less than one hand those that have come in for actual prevention of disease. Did you know, in the olden days in China, that patients actually saw the doctor every week to stay well? And if they got sick, then they didn't have to pay the doctor because he or she wasn't doing their job to keep them healthy. Quite a different story today. Today, we are primarily driven to see our physicians only when we are in pain and in fear. Have you ever woken up and thought to yourself, I feel absolutely amazing today. I'm going to call the doctor right away to make an appointment. I need to keep feeling this way. Probably not. This illustrates our old way of thinking as well. Even as the expert, I can tell you that I'm guilty too. For the last year, I've been saying I need to put weekly massages back into my healthcare routine. Yet I've been too busy to make it happen. And wouldn't you know, a couple of months ago, I overstretched, I hurt my back, and I was in horrible pain. Funny how then I found enough time to call the massage therapist. Lesson learned the hard way. I also know that we haven't completely shifted from the traditional medical mindset because we still cling to the concept of the magic pill healing us. For the most part, the patients that enter my office, they still expect to get a pill, except now they want it to be a vitamin pill, not a drug. So let's take a typical patient in my practice. I'll call her Michelle. Seeking a cure for her chronic bouts of strep throat and tired of taking round after round of antibiotics, I developed a comprehensive treatment plan which included antibacterial vitamins, proper hydration, a healthy bedtime routine, a blood draw to evaluate her immune activity, and a homework assignment to think about where in her life she is not speaking her truth. After 2 weeks, she returns to my office and reports no improvement. But guess what? All she did was take the vitamin pills and ignored all the rest of my suggestions. You may be surprised to hear this, but this happens time and time again. You see, the myth of the magic pill, it's still alive and well, even when we think we are being more holistic. We disregard the whole plan because we still want the quick fix and don't want to do the work of changing our lifestyle, our mind, our emotions, or even our diets. And when we do this, we don't truly heal, and we grow disease. When Michelle finally got on board and embraced the whole plan, including speaking up and telling her boss what she actually thought of him. Yep, her chronic sore throats, they went away, and they haven't returned in over 5 years. Michelle is only one example of why we need to focus on both the mind and the body. But we already know this, don't we? You are already aware that if you focus on your body by eating healthy, exercising regularly, getting your proper sleep, and taking vitamins, it can have a positive impact on your health. If you don't believe that, do a short study on yourself. Eat fast food for a week, skip the gym, and experience firsthand how lousy you feel. And yet, there are plenty of studies showing that the mind has the power to heal as well. One study revealed that patients who actively utilized visualization techniques while receiving their chemotherapy treatments experienced a dramatic increase in their immune function and had a better outcome than the group of patients who just passively received their treatments. So what did they actually do? Just imagine that the chemo was a Pac-Man gobbling up their cancer cells. If we focus on the mind, it can have powerful healing capabilities. So if we know all this, why aren't we doing it? We human beings tend to have rigid belief patterns. They keep us stuck in one camp or the other. So which one do you fall in, mind or body? If you notice that you lean heavy towards a focus on the body side, perhaps you can adopt even just one activity from the mind category, and vice versa. Remember, often we are drawn to things that will heal us, and I entirely support you listening to your internal guidance. But often, what we are not drawn to is the very thing we need to do to actually heal. There's no way to know if you will be one of those few people who has a spontaneous remission from thinking those good thoughts or from eating that organic stalk of broccoli. So why take chances? Do it all. Your life, it's such a precious gift. Your health is your greatest wealth. And what I want more than anything is for all of you to be filthy rich. Thank you.